Good afternoon, music teachers. I'm going to show you how to resize and rotate objects. So the first thing I just want to let you know is if you're creating a graphic using the snip tool and remove.bg, then you do need to remember that the more you enlarge something, the more pixelated it becomes from its original source. If you pull on it, it becomes more pixelated. But the opposite can be true. Like, for example, if you're creating a graphic from a piece of font or creating any kind of graphic, the larger that graphic is and the better quality that it is when you take the picture, the better the look of the graphic will be once you're resizing it and making it larger. All right, let's take a look at resizing graphics. So to resize graphics that have already been made, just left click, and then you have a number of options. You can pull from the top right corner to keep its aspect ratio, or you can pull from the sides, but I don't recommend it because it doesn't keep that aspect ratio in place. That will distort its shape. To rotate the object, you can click on this rounded arrow, left click, and then drag to rotate. Now there's some other options for resizing that are pretty simple. If you right click the object, you'll get a menu and it says size and position. If you click on this, there's a menu that opens on the right side of the screen. If you're taking a look at the menu on the right side, we're going to look at height and width. Height and width allows you to choose a specific number of inches for how large you'd like to make something. The rotation tool lets you choose an angle by typing it in. And you can change the height by percentage as well. You may notice that there's a box here that says lock aspect ratio. That's important when you're dragging or changing its size, and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is change the height by a number. I'm going to make it 6 inches, 6.75 inches. That's pretty big. Alright, whoops, I gotta right click again so I can get my menu back. Right click and then size and position. There you go. I'm gonna put that back at 2. Alright. You may notice when I'm putting in numbers for the size, it's keeping its aspect ratio. It's keeping a consistent look to the image. But if that's unlocked, if you unclick this and then you choose to change the height of the object, this will stretch the size of the picture. So you want to make sure that you always have that checked. Control Z, always return it back to or undo whatever it is that you just did, and right click on the object to get back to your menu, size and position. Alright, so I'm going to re-click that because I don't want to mess with that. Rotation. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in 90 degrees. And that turns it to a specific angle. But it's certainly a lot easier to left click and drag the arrow into whatever position you want. But if you need a very specific position, or if you can't tell that you got it back to 0, you can certainly use this rotate function to help you determine whether or not it's level. There we go. All right. And then you have the percentage function. The nice thing about this function is if you just put it in one box, it changes it in the other box, so you don't have to do it in both. All right, that's it for resizing and rotation. Thank you so much for listening.